Hello guys, Haruhiko here. I'm just gonna show you guys how I usually make my weapons for the game Freedom Wars on PS Vita. Okay, so the first thing I do is I'll go to the facility manager and start making some weapons. Alright, so when we make the weapons, what we want is a Rarity 8 late bloomer weapon. Okay, these things sometimes they'll drop during missions, but it's a very rare chance. And also usually the weapons that drop, they are pretty random. You get from a Kaze to a Holy Lance. Well, actually I rarely find a Holy Lance, but never mind. So yeah, we pick one weapon that we want to make, and we're gonna keep making it until we get some Rarity 8 weapons. Alright, so start making them, and the first thing that I'll do is the second thing that I'll do is to request citizen support. Alright, so here you can do two things. First is you can use a deputy, a junior, or a first class to end the operations faster. Alright, some people claim that the higher ranking one, yeah, like this, the higher ranking one will give you a higher rarity more easily, but there will be times when you keep spamming them, but they will just give you 4s and 5s, so just keep trying. Alright, so we can manufacture again. And spam more citizens. See, you get a 5. Alright, so that is one way you can keep spamming. Alright, another way is, as you are making it, most people like to do this. It takes a bit more time and you actually have to have the resource, but the weapon chief and the senior weapon technician, they both will give you extra weapons when you make him. So senior weapon citizens will give you 2 weapons instead of 1, and the chief weapon technician will give you 3. So for example, I'll give you this. Alright, so these 2 weapon technicians is the reason why I'm a bit sad when people don't save all of the citizens that they can when they spam the mission 100, which is more commonly known as Jakarta, right? But as you can see, unlike the one earlier, this one will still take a bit more time. So we'll just leave that and make a few more weapons. Right, so let's use a senior this time and just leave that. For this one, I'm gonna use deputy again and just keep spamming it. So don't be discouraged by the bad rolls. I mean, it'll keep happening. So being discouraged is just not gonna help. Just spam it and spam it and spam it. Well, some people like to do scum save, which is when after they save before making it, and after making it, if it's not a Rarity 8 late bloomer, they'll just reset the save, re-upload the save from their PSN or so, or re-upload from the PC. But I don't really recommend that, because that well, it saves you some resources, but in the end it just takes more time because you keep having to wait. Okay, there we have an easy now showing Rarity 8, but is it a late bloomer? We don't know yet, so Well, I'll show you how I find out, alright? Okay, for checking whether your weapon is a late bloomer or not, you can go to Google and just find weapon discrimination. Check to make sure that it does not have any power up or power down modules. Alright, so that's stagger, ice element, firing speed. It has nothing to do with power, so that is good. Okay, so our level is 1. The modular, alright, this is the power module that I spoke of earlier. It does not have any power up, which is plus, or power down, which is minus, so you can just ignore it. And over here you put the power, and it will show you that this thing is not a late bloomer. That is so sad, but that's okay. Alright, anyway, at the side here you can see the ranks. Alright, these ranks are important. It means this is the 4th most powerful irregular bloom Nashorn, and the rank 14 means it's the 14th most powerful regular growth Nashorn. So if ever you find a rank 1, even though it's not a late bloomer, you can keep it, because later on you can feed it to a late bloomer that is not rank 1 to make it into rank 1. So you can keep doing this more and more times until you get a Rarity 8 late bloomer Nashorn, if you're making Nashorn like I am. Just spam it on. Alright, so anyway, this is the last one that I'm gonna spam. Oh, another Rarity 8. So let's see what this one is all about. Check the power modules. Nothing on power. So that is an 846. Again, the Nashorn. Level 1, 846. And that's an early bloomer. Sad, but that's fine. So anyway, just in time, because our chief senior technician and our chief and our senior weapon technicians are done, and I can show you what actually happens when they're done. Like for instance, this one, we use the senior weapon technician. Alright, it gives you 2 weapons. Sadly, neither of them is Rarity 8. And our chief also did not give us any 8s. Alright, okay. So some of you may ask, what's wrong with a Rarity 7? Well, there's nothing really wrong with Rarity 7, except for when you're trying to maximize the modules, you get less modules to work with. For instance, the Rarity 7 weapons. Okay, I'll show you this one guide that I usually swear by. Okay, it's by the writer Psyche. It has a lot of information, and no, I'm not Psyche. I just happen to spam his guide wherever I can. Okay. So it has a lot of things written here, but okay. Let me show you this one. Alright. So whenever you are modifying your weapon later, there's this 4 things that is going to be important, because we're going to be playing with the modules. Okay, so here you can see how many modules that a weapon will have according to its rarity. So a Rarity 7 weapon will have only 10 modules. That's too short of Rarity 8. Okay, some people may say, oh, that's nothing, but hang on. The number of modules that it can maintain, which means the number of modules you can keep constant, is just 6. And the number that you can add, this is that will be random, is 4. Alright, as opposed to 7 and 5. So with the Rarity 8, you can actually have an extra one module that you can control. For instance, like what do you want? With 7, your margin for error is very small, and sometimes it's just not worth it. So just keep going on to get a Rarity 8 weapon. Okay? Right, so you guys can read what it means here. You can pause if you like. Okay, once you've finished making your weapons, you finally find your Rarity 8 late bloomer. Alright, you will end up with a lot of trash. Okay, so this trash, you'll be throwing it away, but before you do that, alright, you should check again with your weapon discriminator, alright, and see if any of them is actually of rank 1. Alright, so again, just check, make sure it has no power elements. No power, no power, no power, no power. Alright, so these are all good. So I can just check them straight without worry. Okay, for instance, these are all Nashorns. This will be easier. So Nashorn, oh dear. And they're all level 1s and there's no modules. So we'll just see 774 is not a rank 1. 720. Nope, it's a late bloomer though. Sad. It's just Rarity 4. 765. Oops. It's a rank 9. Okay, so you keep looking for any rank 1. Well, holy cow, I've got a late bloomer rank 1. But it's a Rarity 4. How's that? Right, but we can still do this. We can still use it. I mean, we're not gonna make a good weapon out of it, but we're gonna fit it to a rank 8 weapon later. A Rarity 8 weapon later. So, yeah, I'm just gonna lock it there, and I'm gonna throw everything else out.